Lena Anderson lost her home, friends, and suffered years of stress after getting into a dispute with her bank. Despite pushing for the Royal Commission, she doesn't think there's been any progress in the banking sector.
The average person out there thinks everything's been solved. Oh, we had a Royal Commission and we had, they charged dead people and, there was all this oohing and ahhing. But they don't realise that half of the real problems weren't even really addressed.
Lena wants better systems for people who get into disputes with their banks.
I'm back where I was at 20 and I never did anything wrong.
We get a handshake or something between them?
For the Treasurer, Kenneth Haynes' report in 2019 was awkward reading, filled with a litany of banking scandals.
Absolutely and utterly disgusting, and I hope no one ever has to go through it again.
These people have been used and used and used over the generations.
Stealing billions of dollars from customers, fooling them into higher fees, and knowingly selling junk products were just some of the dirty practices exposed.
There was far too much greed within the financial services sector.
In his report, the Commissioner proposed laws that would mandate transparent customer relationships, kill off conflicts of interest, and beef up oversight. But of the 76 recommendations, there's a lot of work to do. Arguably, 27 have been implemented, while 45 are waiting for legislation delayed by the pandemic. 3 others have been scrapped, including a ban on mortgage brokers charging commissions and being subject to laws like financial planners are, and winding back responsible lending laws. Commissioner Haynes' first recommendation was to leave the National Consumer Credit Protection Act alone.
These are really basic, sensible laws that we introduced after the global financial crisis to make sure that people, when they are getting loans, are able to repay them without hardship.
The government says the laws are strangling credit.
Responsible lending has become restrictive lending.
Even though lending for housing is up year on year, despite the pandemic and recession. The delayed legislation will enter Parliament mid-year.
Consumers actually need these protections to be put in place more during a pandemic and during the economic turmoil that we're going through, not less.
In banking, there's been turmoil at the top following the report. AMP's bosses were out during the hearings. The new chair lasted barely 2 years due to other scandals. The final report killed NAB's leadership too. Westpac's CEO and chair got the boot after money laundering charges against the bank, linked to a lax culture of governance exposed by Hayne. Banks have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on new systems, and in many cases, changed practices well before the laws would force them to. 2 years since the final report, and 3 years since we were here as the Commission exposed the dirty secrets of some of our most powerful financial institutions. But memories fade. At the time, the Commonwealth Bank was synonymous with charging dead people. Last week, it won an award as Australia's strongest brand.
So currently, banks are being treated as the heroes of last year and the saviours of the economic backstop of the country. So because of that, yes, I think there is less pressure on the government, or certainly they're more able to listen to the views of the bank without feeling pressured by customers and consumers.
Meaning there's more work to do to curb bad banking behaviour.
In my case, and I know in a lot of other cases in the community that I'm involved in, they're actually behaving worse because they haven't been scrutinised by the Commission. They feel they've gotten off scot-free.